So the month of August is finally coming to an end, and this month has some pretty interesting releases. The most important release of this month was LF transforming Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, and we got these two, I guess. So because of the Broly being a really good unit, and because it's the end of the month and we have a fresh new PvP season, I decided to go over today the current top 5 best teams in the game right now. So this is a complete guide on how to build those teams and what are good pieces and what the pieces that mesh together. Is it a strike based team? Is it a blast based team? And if it is both, I will show you both the variations. But keep in mind, this is a standard PvP guide, so this has nothing to do with rated match proud. These are the only best teams for standard PvP, or as you all call it, regular PvP. So without talking too much, let's get into the number 5 team. So our number 5 team right here is going to be GT. Don't look at this GT setup. I know this is looking this is a lot, this is so messed up. But I'm going to be explaining to you what do you need to use to make this GT team actually good and usable in top rank PvP. So you see here Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. If you don't have him, he's the best unit in the game. If you don't have him, don't use him. His Ultra ability, you have to consider his Ultra ability is Fusion Warriors, so when you use him on GT, you have to put him on the leader slot for him to get his Ultra ability. These two empty slots are two units that I don't have, which are Sparking Ray Shenron and LF Omega Shenron. These two are going to be filling the team. Omega Shenron is going to be your rush control unit, and he can do some pretty long combos and some really good damage. Ray Shenron is going to be your support and disrupt unit that annoys the enemy and makes them rage quit with his insane paralyze. So you all know Ray Shenron is so toxic, and G4 is going to be your main damage dealer. Here you have this 4Q. He is a Zenkai buffer for Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Here's his Zenkai buffs Purple GT, and he gives a strike buff to the team. And this 4Q right here is a Zenkai buffer for GT as well. So he's given the Zenkai buff for Omega Shenron, and he gives the blast here for the team. The team is kind of balanced, but I'd say it's more blast based. G4 is heavily strike based, but the other two, I actually don't know. Ray Shenron is kind of balanced. Omega is more of a blast unit. G4 is more of a strike. So I think you can build it either way. This Goku right here is going to be giving you the HP buff 20%. If you have him 14 stars, it's going to be giving you 22% max base health. GT is a really good team. Let me show you what other options can you use if you don't have the units that I showed you. So let's go Sparking Ultra, because you're not gonna use EXs and heroes. Just be real, you're in 2024. Okay, GT, here are the options. I kinda don't have a lot of options here. So blues, your only decent blue is going to be Spirit Bomb Goku. I don't consider using a blue right now. He's buffing the team, right? I think, yeah, he is. Even at 3 stars, he's buffing the team. I don't consider being a good option using a blue right now, because there's a lot of greens running in the meta. And Spirit Bomb Goku is kind of outdated now. You need to have him high stars, and even there, if you have him high stars, you're kind of pushing him to the team a lot. So I don't recommend. Greens, Zenkai G4 can be decent, but I don't recommend him. He's kind of old right now. His Zenkai is old. Omega is your best option, and I think he's core on the team. He's indestructible. He's going to be really good. He buffs the team for sure. So Omega is going to be core on your team. Purples, Bola can be decent, but G4 is core as well, and you don't want to replace G4, so don't use Bola. Yellows, your main man is going to be Ray Shenron, because he is going to be the support unit. And let me actually see, is he blast based? He's blast based, so your team is going to be heavily blast based. Ray Shenron, as I said, is going to be your support and disrupt unit. You can replace him with Super Baby 2. Don't get me wrong, Super Baby 2 is really good. He has these ridiculous unique gauge, so if you don't have Ray Shenron, use Super Baby 2. Reds, your main option, and would I recommend him? Like, if you have him 14 stars or like 12 stars, maybe he's going to be putting in the work. So toxic. Super 17 right here, and Ultra Omega can be good. Ultra Omega with these plat can be decent at best. Like, I would say decent at best. But yeah, this is your GT team. Really good team, but it's kind of declining in value over time. So this is your number 5 team. Let's move to the number 4 team. Our number 4 team right here is going to be Powerful Opponents. Powerful Opponents is a team that has a lot of varieties right here. You have, like, the amount of options you have in Powerful Opponents you like have a strike-based really good team and a blast-based really good team. But I think the blast-based team is slightly better. I don't have the pieces right here, so I kind of built it strike-based. So this is the strike-based team, and I think you all know who is their leader slot option that I don't have here. It's Ultra Golden Frieza. Here is going to be CMZ. Let me just go back here. CMZ, insane strike damage, you all know. Blue Broly is an underrated Zenkai. I saw a lot of gameplay of him. I used him. He does insane amounts of damage. His ultimate nukes. His blue card is good. He gets a lot of Quadra speed and Vanish Restore. During here, Zenkai buffs Golden Frieza. He gives the ability to powerful opponents. And he Zenkai buffs Golden Frieza right here. Ape Zenkai buffs Zamasu. So Zamasu is getting double Zenkai buff in this setup, his own. And Ape Zenkai buff is given the powerful opponent Z ability right here. But this Broly here is for HP buffs. And if you're willing to use another yellow that I'm going to be showing you, he can be a Zenkai buffer for him. But he's here just for the Z ability that gives base health. Base health is really important, especially if you have low stars. If you have low stars, your team is not going to be tanky, and they're gonna have less health because their health stat is not going to be that high. So 14 stars is giving you 20% max base health to powerful opponents. But let me just show you. This is the strike based version. If you want to build it blast based, I'm going to be changing the team real quick. So there is the blast based version right here. The blast based version has Kibu, which is he is the best blast based unit in the game in my opinion. It's arguably him or Omega Shenron, and they're both going to be used on this team. These two empty slots, you kind of turn the team into a regen team. Spoiler alert. You kind of turn it into a regen team. Your leader slot is going to be Ray Shenron because these guys are going to be given powerful opponent buffs, and Ray Shenron is not a powerful opponent. And here you'd want to use Omega Shenron, this fat boot to Zenkai buff him. As you can see here, he is given Zenkai buff to green regen. And this Boo-Tanks is Zenkai buffing Kibu, Blue Boo Saga, and is given a Z ability to regen and powerful opponents. So this is the blast based version. And you have the Broly again for the HP. As I told ya, Kibu is probably the best blast-based unit in the game right now. Outputs the highest amount of blast damage in the whole game. Kibu is just stupid, you all know that. So let me go to the character list and show you what options can you use. It's already a powerful opponents. Blues, you have Kibu for blast-based teams, Broly for strike-based teams. Greens, you have Evil Boo is good if you don't have Omega. Evil Boo is fine, he's just fine. He has that cancellation of buffs, so he's really good. If you don't have Omega, as I said, your main option is going to be Omega Shenron with his indestructible layer of rush control there. But Evil Boo, I think he's going to be a really good option as well if you don't have Omega Shenron. Purples, your main man, Golden Frieza, on the strike-based team. Golden Frieza is going to have his comeback. And Ultra Broly, I actually forgot to mention Ultra Broly. I was going to forget him. Ultra Broly with his pot is a monster. If you have him 8-star plus and don't have Golden Frieza, I think he's going to be a must on your strike-based team. He's a monster. His gauge is annoying. He's so tanky. Broly is really good. Use Ultra Broly if you have him. And Frieza, as I said, with his comeback rush control layer, maybe he's going to be better than Broly in the team, but you know, Broly is still a really insane option. Yellows, here you have your main man and your only good option here is going to be Super Baby 2. He has that ridiculous unique gauge that we talked about when we was talking about him in GT. He has that ridiculous unique gauge. Use him on the strike-based team. And for purples, actually, I forgot to mention this Garlic Jr. If you don't have Frieza and Broly, you really want to push it, use Garlic Jr. I heard a lot of good things about him. I don't have him. He has really good healing. I read his kit yesterday. He has really good healing. He picks up endurance when he transforms, so I think he's really good. But they're kind of pushing it. Nappa and Vegeta is a really good revival layer as well. A lot of purples in powerful opponents. But for yellows, as I said, Baby is going to be your only option. For reds, you have two options. The best one is Broly. The best one is Elf transforming Broly. His damage is insane. He fills up his unique gauge extremely fast. He has consistent cover null. He just has the stop cover change, which I always forget about, and I think a lot of people forgets about it as well. And your second man, which is still really good, is LF Corrupted Zamasu that I showed you on that team. So I spent a lot of time talking about PO because it's a complex team that has two variations. So PO is a really good team. Let's move to our number 3 team. There is our number 3 team, and we spoiled it while we was talking about powerful opponents. I'm not going to be talking about this team a lot because I already showed you the variation while I was talking on about powerful opponents. Sorry, you have Regeneration is our third team right here. Regeneration right here has the variation. It's heavily blast based. You can't run anything. It's blast based. You can't run it strike based because there's no good regen. Like there is some pretty decent strike based regen units, but I think the best variation is by far the blast based variation with Kibu. Kibu, as I said, outputs the highest blast damage in the whole game. Omega with your rush control layer, and my boy Ray Shenron, the toxic unit, on the leader slot right here. The same bench that I showed you on the last powerful opponent setup. This boot thanks to Zenkai buff. What's his name? Kibu, and this fat boot to Zenkai buff. Omega Shenron right here. And your man Broly to give HP. He's going to give into powerful opponents, but Kibu and Omega are powerful opponents, so they are getting that. And for yellow powerful opponents, Baby is a good option that you can use if you want this guy to Zenkai buff him. So yeah, he can be a Zenkai buffer for guys like Baby. So let me show you the regeneration options. Let me just filter regeneration right here, and let's see it. Blue's only option, Kibu. Use Kibu. He is really good. He is really, really good. On a blast-based team, though. Greens. Evil Boo, pretty good. If you don't have Omega. Omega is your main man, but Evil Boo is pretty good. Purple's your main man right here. I don't recommend, actually, a purple. I think the best purple you can use is Garlic Jr., not going to lie. Garlic Jr. is, I would say, good. But I still didn't face him a lot. I didn't face him at all, I think. So yeah, Cell is kind of outdated at this point. But Garlic Jr., if you want to use a purple. Yellow's Baby, as I said. He's ridiculous unique gauge. Rage, actually. I forgot about Rage. Rage is the main man. But if you don't have Rage, use Super Baby 2. Because you'd want to build the team heavily blast-based. But Baby is strike-based. And Rage Shannon is blast-based. Reds. CMZ if you want to build a strike based, and these guys blast based. These guys, I heard a lot of good things about this tag unit. They are blast based, so they can be a really good addition to regeneration if you have them. But don't summon. Again, I say that in every single video. If you don't have them, don't summon. Don't summon. But if you already summoned, I guess you have them and you're like stuck to using them right now. Regeneration right here is our third team. Let's move to the number 2 team. Number 2 team right here is going to be Fusion Warriors. Fusion Warriors right now, I don't think it's the best team in the game, but still, damage wise, I think it's the best team damage wise. It outputs the highest amounts of damage in the whole game. It's heavily strike based. It's a heavily strike based team. This variation that I'm running right here is extremely safe and good to use. You have CMZ on the leader slot. He outputs some really insane strike damage, you all know that. But the fact with CMZ is he doesn't buff the team. That's why I had to put him on the leader slot, and I Zenkai buffed him twice with his own Zenkai buff and Super Gogeta. Ultra G4, the main man. Just the main man for the team right here. His Ultra abilities, Fusion Warriors. He buffs the team. He's just the main man. If you don't have him, don't use the team because he's the best unit in the game. And he's core on all of these teams, GT and Fusion Warriors. So G4 right here is getting Zenkai buff by LF Super Vegito right here. He is getting this purple Saiyan Zenkai buff, and he's given the ability to Fusion Warriors right here. But at 14 stars, SV becomes even better. You know why? Because at 14 stars, he gives an extra 12% to max base health. So pretty good if you have him 14 stars. And I think most people have him 14 stars, but I don't because I'm new. Fusion Super Vegito is a really good unit here as well. He has the thing, what is it? The Rush. His Rising Rush is going to be really safe. He's buffed the team here. I don't Zenkai buff him in this version. If you have Namek Goku Zenkai, which I don't, you might want to swap like this red Super Gogeta because CMZ is already getting his own Zenkai buff. You might want to swap this Super Gogeta for Namek Goku because his Z ability is Saiyan, so he's giving it to both of these two, and he's at the same time Zenkai buff in SV. So consider Namek Goku if you have him. Gotenks right here is just a safe HP buffer. You have to use an HP buffer, especially if you have low stars. The downloading is crazy, but you know. Gotenks right here. He gives max base health to fusions, 20% at 14 stars. And the Zenkai buffs, another guy that I'm going to be showing you in the options. Let me just go to the character list. Filter, Fusion Warriors. Where is it? Where is it? Fusion Warriors right here. And we have Blues, SV. Don't consider anyone except SV. This VB at 14 stars. Zenkai with his flat. Can be usable, but SV is just a miles clear of this guy. So, greens, your main man is going to be LF Omega Shenron, but you might want to turn the team into a GT team with UG4, and so one of them on the leader slot, like SV or CMZ, but you're kind of pushing it. Put down on the leaders, put this guy on the leader slot. He's going to be a really good sort of rush control. He's the only good rush control unit that Fusion Warriors has right now. So I would actually consider and recommend using this guy if you have him, because he actually holds the Fusion Warriors tag, but he doesn't buff the team as you see here. So if you want to use him, you'd want to mix him with G4 as a GT team, or put him on the leader slot for his allies to get all the buffs that he provides right here. So Omega Shenron, really good. The lack of Fusion Warriors team is the rush control, so if you have Omega Shenron, he's going to solve all those problems. Purples, G4 is the best man. Don't use the team if you don't have G4. He's the best here in the game. I always say that. A 14-star Ultra Gogeta Blue can be usable, but you're really pushing it. We're at this point, I was going to say at this point we're waiting for his Platinum equipment, but it's kind of too early to give this guy a plat. Yellows, your main man is Fusing GB that I said. Gotenks is going to Zenkai buffing him. He's going to be Zenkai buffing him. He buffs the team right here. GB, I didn't manage to pull him, but if you have him, he's going to be a good option. I'm not going to say the best, but he's going to be a good option to counter like all those UG4s running in the meta. Reds, you'd have the best option for Reds is CMZ. He has insane strike damage. He synergizes extremely well with UG4, with the double explosive green with him and UG4, but you have UVB. You can use him if you have him 14 stars, especially. I have him only at 5 stars. If you have him at 5 stars, you really want to juice him up for him to give good work. And another option is Super 17 right here. Ultra Omega Shenron can be decent at best. So this is the Fusion Warriors team. Let's move to the best team in the game, in my opinion. And there it is. The best team in the game, in my opinion, is the team that I glaze a lot and I use in PvP, like in every single match at these days. Buu Saga right now, I think, in my opinion, is the best team in the game, because it's actually the safest team in the whole game, because we have a lot of big attacks. We have Super Vegeto's insane unguessable rush. We have G4's hard hit and ultimate. And we have Ultimate Gohan's hard hit and ultimate as well. And he's part of the team. Ultimate Gohan right here is going to be the main option on this team. This is the optimal version of Buu Saga. I'm not even going to lie. I think this is the exact setup. So if you want to use Buu Saga, copy this setup. That's insane. If you want to look at the equips, go to my best Buu Saga setup video. I made a best Buu Saga setup video, so go check that out if you want to see the equips. But in this one, I'm going to be showing you the options. So Ultimate Gohan on the leader slot right here. For him to get all of those bench buffs, I'm going to be explaining why did I use those bench options. So Ultimate Gohan on the leader slot, he's going to be getting all those options. He's the best unit in the whole. I think he's a top 3 unit for sure right now, maybe even top 2. He has the cancellation of buffs, the harder hit ultimate, the main ability removes vanish. He has the green card that restores vanish. He has the support through his first gauge, the blue card generation through his second gauge, does insane blast damage, the cancellation of buffs, and the type neutrality, the healing when the enemy uses big attacks, and he has endurance on top of all of that. Kid Buu has endurance, so he's going to be a safe option. He doesn't cancel buffs like the other two, but he outputs some insane amounts of blast damage. Evil Buu, cancellation of buffs, and he has, I think, in my opinion, the best disrupting the whole game. Just if you get in a combo, switch to Evil Boo, and the enemy combo is gonna end in like 2 cards at max. Two more cards from the enemy, and he's cooked because he destroys 2 cards. He reduces card draw speed. He just locks his mains, if I'm not mistaken. Like Evil Boo has the best disrupt in the whole game. I'm not even going to lie. Evil Boo right here cancels buffs as well on big attacks. So maybe you'd wanna like if the enemy uses like the Vegeto's Rush or G-Force Ultimate on your Evil Boo, he reduces 5 sub counts. So you can go to Kid Boo or Ultimate Gohan that has endurance to take the big attack. 21 right here. I just used her because she gives HP. Let me just show you. She gives HP to androids and regeneration. Right here, as you see, to androids and regeneration at 14 stars, 20%. She's just here because you can see Kid Boo and Evil Boo are both regen units, so these two, this girl is given the HP, so that's why Ultimate Gohan is on the leader slot to get those. So I kind of built the bench more regeneration based. This Boo tanks as well. Zenkai buffs Kid Boo through the Blue Boo Saga Zenkai ability, and he gives the ability to regen and powerful opponents, which Evil Boo and Kid Boo are regen powerful opponent units. That's why again Ultimate Gohan is on the leader slot. This TN I really like his Z ability. World class Z ability right here. 2% special move damage, 37% to base blast attack and strike defense. If you have him at 14 stars, that's like an ultra unit Z ability. World class right here. So TN, he's going to be a really good option through his Z ability as a bench option, of course. And let me show you the options that you have here. I think Boo Saga is the best team in the game, but let me just filter out here. Go to Majin Buu Saga, and let's see. Blues, Kid Buu is the best option because the team is heavily blast based. But you can run Vegito, of course. He's like a top 3 unit right now. His Insane Rush is going to be useful. He's more of a strike based unit, but I don't think his blast stat is that bad. Yeah, he's really balanced. So if you want to use Vegito, go for it. I'm not even going to lie. Greens, you have Evil Boo's the best option, and I think he's core on the team as well. Him with Ultimate Gohan, the synergy between these two is ridiculous. And we come to purples. Your only option is Ultimate Gohan. The only downside of Majin Buu Saga is the fact that you need to have the perfect pieces for it to be the best team in the game. Kid Buu, Evil Buu, Ultimate Gohan, and you need to have them decent stars, especially Evil Buu and Ultimate Gohan, for them to do. And Kid Buu, if you don't have him 7 stars, he's not going to be Zenkai'd at all. So the stars are kind of what depends on this team. You have Evil Buu. I have him here at 9 stars. He performs extremely well. He has a lot of defensive neutrality, so even though he's green, he can tank really good. He can tank really good against like purples, Ultimate Gohan, Broly, Ultra Broly, Ultra G4, and Ultra Golden Frieza. All those are really good purple units. Purple is a dominant element, but still Evil Buu is thriving in the meta right now. A lot of defensive neutrality and the best disrupt in the whole game, as I said. So Evil Buu and Ultimate Gohan must on the team. Purple option only Ultimate Gohan here. Yellow, you have this free-to-play 18 is decent, but I wouldn't recommend using her unless like you don't have any of you don't have Kid Buu Zenkai, you don't have SV, you don't have like anyone. Maybe use 18 as a support with these two, but I wouldn't recommend, as I said. Red, your only good option is Sparkin. Shin, he has some really good disrupt as well, like Evil Buu. So if you don't have Evil Buu, this is a really good replacement for you. Sparkin, Shin, but I would say Evil Buu is miles clear of Shin right now. So Buu Saga, my opinion, the best team in the game. Want to see the equips? Go to my best Buu Saga setup video. So yeah, that's the best team in the game. But yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. I hope this video actually helped you build the best teams in the game. Depending on the pieces that you have, there's a lot of variety of different teams. This meta I think is healthy. These 5 teams are really good in the meta. You can use any one of those and get good results in PvP. As I said, I gave them to you in order. Buu Saga, in my opinion, is the best. Fusion Warriors, Regen, PO, and GT at last. But still, GT is a really good team, so don't sleep on it. But that's going to be the end of this video. I hope it helped you all. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It helps me a lot to keep going with the guides and the videos for Dragon Ball Legends. So thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.